women couldn't vote 100 years ago? That's utterly shocking.
The founding of Girl Scouts was really a watershed event for girls and eventually women, in that it was kind of a recognition and an understanding that girls were not given the same opportunities as boys.
Parade of 1913 was certainly a watershed moment for women's suffrage. Alice Paul had come over from Britain and she was raring to go.
In 1916, Jeanette Rankin became the first woman to be elected in the U.S. Congress.
The 19th Amendment was a watershed moment for women because it gave women the right to vote.
Amelia Earhart was an icon, and she got everything started. She was the first woman to cross the Atlantic Ocean.
You're too young to have a job. You can still do fun kid things, and you don't want to work in a factory all day long.
No, I don't think that'd be fun.
Well, thanks to a woman named Frances Perkins, you don't have to.
All the day long, weather rain or shine, she's a part of the assembly line. She's making history, working for victory. Rosie, the riveter.
In the fire service here, we've had quite a few women now are firefighters in almost every agency that you go to across America.
The civil rights movement was, of course, a huge watershed moment, but it's broken up into individual moments. And probably the one that triggered the most social awareness in the United States was the actions of Rosa Parks.
During the 1950s, the ideal woman was a housewife. The media elevated the status of domesticity to a national purpose.
This serves a national purpose? I don't get it.
Have you heard of a glass ceiling? I don't like the sound of it, and I'm going to break it.
Frustrated with how little things were changing for women after the Civil Rights Act in 1964, women decided they needed a civil rights organization for them. This led to the creation of the National Organization for Women, or NOW, in 1966.
In 1972, the Equal Rights Amendment finally passed in the Senate, nearly 50 years after it was introduced by Alice Paul in 1923, but it failed to become the 28th Amendment to our Constitution by 3 votes.
Skylar, you and I both play high school basketball, but did you know that if it wasn't for Title IX, we wouldn't have that right?
I did know that, but I can't imagine not playing high school sports. I mean, I love basketball.
The appointment of Sandra Day O'Connor to the Supreme Court was a watershed moment because it finally brought a much-needed female perspective to the bench.
By becoming the first American woman in space, Sally Ride opened up the minds of young women to the possibilities of careers in sciences.
In 2007, Nancy Pelosi became the first female Speaker of the House of Representatives.
For the past 100 years, Girl Scouts has been and continues to be the preeminent organization for girls and women.